Okay, we're live.
Yes.
Good, so we're working. So welcome everyone. My name is Paula James. I'm at Art of Moving Well, and I'm here today with architect Jane Leach. Welcome, Jane.
Hi, Paula. Thanks so much for having me join you. It's really lovely of you to invite me.
You are so welcome. So just where in the world are you? What do you do? What's a short intro?
Well, I am a chartered architect and I'm a UK based in Manchester, the rainy city is also known as. And I work remotely with my clients and redesign homes, existing homes, and specifically in a way that is aimed to create more ease and pleasure in people's lives.
So Jane and I have known each other now for a couple of years through a few different online groups. And one thing I love about how she talks about her work is she works very much in the world of architecture the way I do in movement. So Jane doesn't just start out with, oh, sure, let's build you an addition or renovate your kitchen, but really starts the process with some awareness of who are you and what do you need for your what do you need in your home for it to really support you and the life you want to live. Can you, I don't know if I've talked too much, but can you talk a little bit more about how you like to get started with clients?
Absolutely, yeah. I think our approach is really similar in terms of you're looking to help people's body, support them in living a having freedom and choice in the way that they move. I am looking to help homeowners live with freedom and choice in the way that they want to live in their home. And the thing about a house is it can kind of restrict you and limit you and define the way you're able to live, but it can also be this sort of supportive space that enables you to live as you wish. So the way that I work is I have this method called the Eagle method, and that takes you through this sort of an evaluation of your home, of yourself, of your lifestyle, gathering of information, and kind of listening to your heart and what you really desire. And that process is where we then get a really clear understanding of where your home is sort of creating frustration for you because it's preventing you from living the life you want to live, and where where you're having like moments of joy at home, and then looking at how we can enhance those moments of joy and increase them and multiply them. So that's I think that's quite similar in some ways to the way that you assess bodies with your clients and find ways to create that freedom of movement. That's similar. That's what I'm trying to do with my clients with their homes.
Nice. What I find great and what I find helpful then with movement is to have somebody guide you, because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know necessarily how to get to some place you've never been before, or how to make changes in a place that's not your area of training. And so can you talk a little bit about how do you guide people? What sort of process do you help them move through so that they can have this discovery and end up, because that was one thing that you talked about when I met you early was, some people can spend thousands and thousands of dollars or pounds or euros on a renovation and then end up with a house that they don't actually like, that they can make the investment, they can go through the construction and then it doesn't work for them. So how do you help them get started with that process? What's involved?
Well, I think the key thing is that a lot of the time those homes where, and it's sort of, it makes sense, you look around, you go, oh, well, what have the neighbors done? If they have a similar house type to you, how have they altered theirs? Have they added on some rooms? Have they opened up some rooms and reconfigured the space? How have they adjusted the house that they have? And that can be a way that, it seems like an obvious approach, like looking at what's possible to do with the space. rather than looking at how you live your life and what you need from the space. It's like a slightly, that's the direction that I take, which is a little bit different. And there are lots of different ways that I do that. Actually, I've started to create sort of smaller bite-sized ways to tackle this. So the Eagle method is 5 steps, and I'm starting to create kind of workshops that tackle just one of those steps. So I have a renovation roadmap workshop, which is all about the final E of the Eagle method, which is emphasize your priority, and how you can use that then to help you make all your decisions easier, help you to identify the roadmap that's going to suit you best in terms of, in relation to what your priorities and your requirements are, particularly in relation to time, cost and quality, which are 3 key things when it comes to project management. So that's one of the steps of the Eagle method, and the workshop that we'll talk about in a moment is based on the L, the listen to your heart step, and then I have a whole pre-design prep book which has exercises for each of those steps, and I give that to my one-to-one clients when I'm redesigning their home. And so that's something that they can work through in their own time, but with email support from me as and when they need it. And then I go through everything that they've looked at, everything that they've considered and written down, and any extra documents and bits of information that they provide to me. I go through it all, and then we have a clarity call and discuss it, and you know, tease out any bits of information or question if there's like a little bit that I'm not clear on. I'm trying to avoid as much as possible assumptions, because if I'm making an assumption, that can very easily be wrong. At whole, like, you don't know what you don't know. So I'm always trying to ask the questions so that I know as much as I can, and that the designs are based on that. And then I go through a 1-day collaborative design process with my clients to redesign the home and make it so that this Eagle method process, which is what they've used to create a vision for the way they want to live in their home, is then applied, and the design that I create alongside them with their collaboration, that then delivers the vision. And then I also help them to just go through a double checking process and make sure, is that really, really right for them? And we check it. And again, they have my support to do that guidance and support through.
Well, that sounds like it sounds like a really wonderful, comprehensive, and yet the pieces can be shifted around a little bit in order. So it's not like everybody gets run through the exact same, that even the process can be adjusted to meet individuals.
Yeah, so the preparation, that pre-design preparation, doing that Eagle method, that's really the most essential first step. That is the creation of your vision for how you want to live and what your home needs to be like in order for you to be able to live that way. And so you can do that in any way you like, really. You can take those pieces and do them in any order you want to do them, and take as long as you like to do them, really. I think the thing is that unfortunately there's not enough information around to help homeowners to understand really what to consider before starting to redesign. And a lot of architects, they don't have an incentive. The way that most architects traditionally work is they take a kind of iterative design process, and what that means is they'll have a little chat with you and they'll get some flavor, some idea of what it is you want, and then they'll go away and design something, come back and show it to you, and you'll have another little chat, and there'll be changes that you want to make and tweaks.
But that doesn't help you figure out what you want.
Exactly. It's the way the architect is going through figuring out what you want, but you're not in control of it. That your architect is in control of it. And that's where I try to empower my clients so that they are in control of the process and they are in control of the outcome. Because the thing is with that iterative design process is most architects, the way that they charge is they'll charge you for one design and one amendment. So they'll have that chat, they'll go away, they'll create one design, and you'll have another chat and they'll make that amendment. And then after that, you're into this whole process of another chat, another amendment, another chat, another amendment. And that can go on for a long, long time. I've known people go through that process for maybe up to 2 years, and each amendment maybe another 1,000.
But also it sounds like each one of those is another guess, because if the clients haven't had any guidance on how to get clear about what they actually want or need, then it's their best guess as to what they want the architect to do next. And I'll meet people that are saying things like, well, I'm having more trouble now standing up from a chair. I need to do strength activities. Well, maybe you just need to shift your weight a little differently. I've had that with folks where I say, well, you can do strength exercises if you want, but why don't we make it easier for you to stand up from a chair now? And it takes us 2 minutes, and now they're good to go, because what they needed was body mechanics, how to use their body differently as they stand up. And strength wouldn't help them necessarily use their body differently. It won't. It's a great idea to get a little stronger, but it won't necessarily solve the problem you have. And so if you don't know what problem you have in your house, and your architect isn't helping you figure out what you need and what the house needs to provide, you could be just getting bigger with additions, but still not getting a house that satisfies you.
Pretty much that is what I see quite often. And I see people posting in forums and Facebook groups and things and saying, well, we've got permission now to build, but we can't afford it. and they're also not even still sure if it's actually the right design for them. So it's too expensive for them. It's not the right, haven't got that certainty that it's the right design for them. And I just think that this whole, I just feel like it's just completely the wrong way for architects to treat their clients. And that's why I do it differently. I really feel like homeowners need to be empowered and given control. And I did see this thing where if you're empowering someone else, you're giving away your power. And so in a way that's true. Like as the expert, the architect, I'm giving my power away to my clients, but I actually feel like I'm in service and I'm there to help my clients get the best home, and the best home in order for them to enjoy the best quality of life that they can. And that's my purpose. My purpose is not to be the one in control and the one, I'm not just here to win design awards and have my ego massaged. That's not my purpose. And I think that is, I think it's not fair to say that that's other architects' purpose. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but I think that this, that tradition of that iterative design process is what architects are taught. And so this is why I have created my own way, because I really felt like that wasn't right, and I felt like homeowners need something different, something better.
Great. So the upcoming workshop, your dream home vision board, that is such an inexpensive way to get started. So even if you as a listener are not thinking about doing a renovation anytime really soon, I just feel like that would be such a nice investment of 90 minutes of your time and about $12 of your money if you get on the super early bird pricing right away. Just to get even started thinking right now about what do you need in a home, because it could be that you don't need an architect, you need some different colors, or you need to rearrange the furniture. And so talk a little bit about this workshop that's coming up on October 20th.
So yeah, this workshop, it's the vision board workshop. And actually I think a lot of us think of a vision board is the same thing as a mood board. And I think there are two different things. As a mood board, which to me is like a communication of your aesthetics. And actually, when you book, you do immediately get access to a 10-minute tutorial that shows you how to step by step set up and use Pinterest and Canva in order to create a mood board, to identify your aesthetic, what the gut reaction that you have to what's beautiful, so you can identify the aesthetic that you want and communicate that with the tool of a mood board. And then a vision board to me is something a bit more profound, deeper, a bit more self-reflective, and that's where that's what we'll be creating in the live workshop. And this is where we'll be looking at some of the exercises that I use in the listen to your heart step of the Eagle method, where we look more at what is your ideal life? What do you need from your home to live your ideal life? What does your ideal day look like? We use the Wheel of Life tool, and if you know that one, where you're looking at all the different portions or different parts of you, and what different things that are important to you. It could be your career, it could be your family, your significant other, your health, and all these different aspects of you, and you get to choose what those 8 portions are, which ones are the most important things for you, and then assessing those, understanding what is it in your home that you could improve, or what could you add or remove from your home to enhance all of those aspects of your life. And that's going to be going into informing this vision. So it's a vision for your home so that you can create this better quality life.
Fantastic. Great. Well, I encourage everyone, whether you're looking at doing any renovations now, or just sort of pipe dreaming occasionally about what would my house look like, I think this workshop would be a great use of your time, because all of us, I think, could benefit from that. Well, who am I and what do I really need in my living space to support me? To have a home that's pleasant to come back to, that is a place where you can rejuvenate or welcome friends, or to get clear about who you are and what living space would support you. And I think you'd be in wonderful hands with Jane guiding you in that process. Anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up here?
Oh yeah, I did actually get some feedback on the little tutorial, the 10-minute tutorial about the mood board. I had one woman gave me the feedback that she just showed her mood board to her husband of 35 years, and he was surprised by her choices. And I think that's the power of making what's in our heads and in our heart visible, so it can communicate to other people. It can really help with getting other people that you share your home with on board with your ideas, as well as communicating to other people who may be helping you to deliver, to create that, maybe your designer, or maybe your contractors, to understand what it is that you're trying to achieve. So it's a really powerful thing to have.
Well, it sounds like it might be even worth the investment just to get the tutorial about using Canva and Pinterest to create those.
Yeah, I think so. I think it probably is, but there's so much more. That's just the small thing.
Good. Okay, so Jane, thank you so much for your time. So the workshop is coming up on October 20th. The super early bird pricing is available through next Monday. Is that correct?
Yeah. Monday.
And the price for the full price for the workshop is still very reasonable. So if you only see this video later, it's going to be a good investment of your time and your money, and you'll be in great hands with Jane. Jane, thank you so very much for your time.
Thank you, Paula.
And I hope you get lots of registrations for the workshop. I think it'll help a lot of people. Thank you very much.